Madness in the Method was directed by Jason Mewes and is his directorial debut, and is starring Jason Mewes and Gina Carano, Kevin Smith. And is this movie is sort of a tale, I would say, like in the movie, Seth Rogen's movie End World, or This Is the End, where everybody plays a caricature of themselves. This is kind of like what this movie is. Like Jason Mewes plays a caricature, and everybody else basically plays a caricature of their self and of their life in Hollywood, and what people kind of, I would think, presume or think his life would be. I would say it's half of the movie is like that, and half of the movie is kind of like what I think his life is. Like the movies, shows about Jason Mewes and how he wants to show that he can really act. He wants to be taken serious by the studios and not just be like, yo, snoochie boochies, man. Like, which of course everybody wants him to do constantly because his most famous role was people know him and love him for the most. But he's trying to be a serious actor and trying to go away from that stereotype, and do some more serious roles, and to kind of see like the struggle, and people always want to keep him like in this one spot, like, hey, you the fun stoner dude and everything. Half of the movie I really say is like the depiction of, I really think, what his life has been like ever since he played those characters, and most of it is more like over the top nonsense, like it would be. And I would say, as a director debut, Jason Mewes does a good job. The only negative I would say, like when it comes like directing wise, 90% of the movie is like really a handheld camera. And which is fine, it's normal, it's standard. But like the problem is like the camera is like always in motion. Like the screen is like in constant little motions, you know what I mean? And after a while, it kind of gets a little tiring because the screen is moving, not like this or like even like this, but like it's like little things, and the camera's always in movement. Maybe it was a choice like that. The movie is very fast paced. It never really gets boring because like when something happens, there all of a sudden there's this weird dream sequences that appear that make no reason for whatsoever in this movie. Like I think it kind of shows like how Jason Mewes dreams, or like, this over-the-top depiction that people have of him. Now, the main story of the movie is that Jason, wants to audition for this movie. It doesn't go well. The casting director wants to as Jay. He doesn't want to. But then he goes to a friend who gives him this book, Method of Madness, to really show, like, they really make it like, this book will change your life and people will take you serious and everything. So he reads the book, where it really tells how you method act, and how to really get into the character, and everything. But then, of course, a bunch of things go wrong. There's a murder that happens. There's a police. All of a sudden, he gets arrested, but then he gets jobs, because he gets publicity, and all crazy types of shenanigans happens all over in this movie. And I would say the movie is fine for the most part. And for his first directorial movie, it's a good movie. I would say it's a good movie for him. It's the typical humor you come to love. This really funny thing. Instead of Google on his computer, he has Snoogle, which I thought was really hilarious, really funny. And it's always, I like movies like this because I really like the behind the scenes, of an actor, or behind the scenes of movies. Like for example, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's why I like this movie so much. And this is what this movie also does. It shows like this one actor who really tries to change something and do a little bit more out of his career, and people trying to keep him like in this one spot, like I said before, the whole time. The movie was fun, the movie's entertaining, the movie is weird, but it's Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, and this movie has the last performance by the late great Stan Lee. Just for that is even a reason to see this movie, to see Stan Lee's final performance in this movie. But not just for Stan Lee, the overall story of the movie is fine, it's interesting, it's kind of what you would expect, it's kind of what I would see happen if stuff would go really wrong. It was entertaining, it was funny, it was fun, it was weird. Method in the Madness, dude, I really want to say this is a good start, as a director debut. I want to see him do more stuff, just a little bit more steady cam I would have, a little bit less handheld camera would be good. Because after a while you just like, okay, I feel like I would be at sea or something, because the camera's non-stop moving. But like the story was fine. It's over top, it's overblown, of course. They exaggerate stuff in a bunch of ways, but it also has like this realism also in this movie. Like you also kind of feel a lot of things I would see like these things really happen. So this movie has like this kind of realism and heart, which you do then see Jason Mewes portraying, and Jason Mewes gives a good performance. as everybody else. I would say check this movie out. If you're a fan of Kevin Smith or any type of comedy like that, go check the movie out. You'll find enjoyment. I find it enjoyment. I like the movie. Yeah, I'll give this movie a 6 out of 10. Yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. Hope you have a good day, and as always, see you next time. Snoochies, man. What?